Good evening, everybody. Spittin' Cobra here. Wanting to bring you news of this morning. There was another officer involved shooting in Glendale. A gentleman was killed by a police officer. He apparently got a burglar alarm, confronted the suspect in a backyard. The suspect jumped over the fence and was fleeing, and apparently the officer chased this person, and he turned around with a 2 to 3 foot pipe. Instead of pulling his taser, he pulls his gun and shoots him dead. It's senseless. I don't understand why they have to go for the gun right away. Go for the gun. I'm so scared of a pipe. Let me shoot this guy dead. This happened this morning about 2 miles from where I work. I got to work and got in my truck and got over to the East Valley, and I heard it on the news. I wish I'd have heard it about 30 minutes earlier, because I would have been over there filming. It's only a couple of miles from where I work. But yeah, another police shooting in Glendale, Arizona, where the police officer killed a guy with a 2-foot pipe. Instead of pulling his taser, he pulled a gun and shot him dead. This is the update from Glendale Police. If she ever starts talking.
Is everybody ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Good morning. Just after 4:30 a.m. this morning, a single officer was dispatched to a residential burglary alarm call near the 7500 block of North 59th Lane. That officer arrived on scene and located an adult Hispanic male suspect in the backyard. That officer confronted the suspect in the streets, where the adult male suspect had a large, approximately 2 to 3 foot long, solid metal bar in his hand and came at the officer. The officer did open fire with his duty weapon, striking the suspect. Additional officers responded to the scene and provided life-saving first aid measures with their police trauma kits. Unfortunately, the Glendale Fire Department did pronounce that male deceased on scene. Our investigators are out here now. This is a lengthy investigation process. They're going to be out here for several hours processing the scene. In situations like this, it is standard practice that officer will be on administrative leave. The investigation, MCAO will also be taking over the criminal portion of the investigation, and we will be doing an internal portion on the use of force, as is common practice. Do you have any questions?
What was it that led that officer to be called out here to begin with?
Again, that was a residential burglary alarm activation.
So you said burglary. Were there occupants in the home? If so, how many and how are they?
That's still under investigation at this point. I don't have that information, but there was only one suspect.
And the officer made contact with this suspect in the backyard initially, you said? And then
Correct.
How did things move from there into the street?
I believe the suspect attempted to flee on foot, jumping over the fence.
And that's when he brandished, you said, some sort of metal...
Correct. It's being described as about 2 to 3 feet long. It is a solid metal bar. I think that's the best way probably to describe it.
And started charging at that officer. Did the officer give him any commands to drop that?
I don't have the exact information on whether or not the officer gave commands or not. Again, that's going to still be under investigation. We'll review the officer's body-worn camera in order to determine what happened from the perspective of the officer, since it is first person.
If he had it turned on.
Male, any age range you could give on the suspect as well? Or?
I only have that he is an adult. He's an adult for sure.
Was the suspect actually able to make his way inside the home?
That's still under investigation. Again, the burglary alarm is an activation of possibly, it could be movement, it could be windows, it could be doors. I just don't have that information yet. The only other additional information we have is that we do know that the officer is a 2-year veteran of the department.
2-year veteran, 2-year rookie.
It's probably going to be several hours. We want to ensure that we're thorough. We have our crime scene forensic techs out here that are going to be processing the scene. We want to make sure that we gather and collect all evidence.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. We'll try to give you guys an update as soon as we have one. We'll send out the written version of what I just provided to you as well.
Okay. Thanks.
Oh.
So yeah, guys, a 2-year veteran, she says. They don't hire him too smart. I believe a taser could have been pulled instead of a gun, especially with just a pipe. It irks me that they go for the gun right away. Right away. They just don't care. They're shooting the citizens out there, people. I don't understand it. Spitting Cobra. I'm out.